Hello friends, welcome. I am filming in my bedroom today, which I know is not very typical, but this is not a typical week because this is the start of World Cup. And I happen to be married to someone that takes football, yes, we call it football in this house, not soccer, but he takes it very seriously. And Adrian has in fact taken the week off work so that he can catch as many matches as possible. And he is downstairs watching one right now. If you hear any shouting, if there's any yelling in the background, don't be alarmed. Someone has just scored or should have scored or something like that is going on. Anyway, now moving on to the actual topic of today's video. You might recall that I made a video just a couple of weeks ago about interior designer non-negotiables, and I received a comment on that video that has really stayed with me, so I'm gonna read it for you now. All I know is that my parents' place is guilty of all of those, apart from the boring beige, and yet it's the happiest place on earth. This comment, I think, has just really made such an impression on me because I can relate to it so much. I was also fortunate enough to once have a family home that very much felt this way. So in today's video, we are not going to discuss design trends or aesthetics or how to update our spaces. In fact, we're not really even going to focus on interior design all that much at all. Instead, we're going to talk about the things that really matter when it comes to creating our homes. So let's get into it. Now, I'm not saying that interior design is not relevant. I mean, anytime you bring anything new into your space, you take anything away, or you change anything at all, really, you're making interior design choices. And well-designed spaces can be absolutely life-changing. Spaces that are thoughtfully designed can be more functional, more beautiful, and they can improve our physical and psychological well-being. But sometimes we get so wrapped up in making all of these decisions and getting them right that we kind of lose perspective on what it's all for and why it really matters, or why it maybe doesn't matter. Christmas dinner won't be extra special because you bought the designer chandelier. Your kid won't have a happier childhood because you painted their bedroom the color of the year. And no one is having more fun at the birthday party because your sofa is on trend. We often end up placing too much focus on misguided priorities when it comes to our interiors. We just tend to worry too much about impressing other people or gaining approval. And when those become our motivating factors, interior design can become materialistic and superficial, and what's the good in that? As an interior designer, I do believe in the importance of interior design, and I love the process. It's why I do what I do. And when it comes to designing and decorating my own home, I do genuinely enjoy it. It is a creative outlet for me and a form of self-expression. But if I ever feel any pressure to change something in my space to suit a trend or impress someone or meet some expectation of what a designer's home is supposed to look like, then I know I need to pause and reevaluate. When it comes to designing our homes, we must always remember our why. Hopefully, if we're lucky, there has been a place, or there still is a place that we can truly call home. It might be your own house. It could be your parents' home. It could be your grandmother's. It could be anywhere that is where your best memories come from, a place where you really feel you belong. And if you have had such a place in your life, I'd be willing to bet that hardly any of those positive memories have anything to do with the interior design. Because gorgeous interiors and beautiful homes can be lovely, but that doesn't mean that they always feel like a home. A home is somewhere you feel safe and loved and like you can truly be yourself. More than anything, home is about the people that we share it with. Even after those people are gone, those spaces can still hold those memories, and that is a very powerful thing. I have firsthand experience with this. It is one of the reasons that letting go of my childhood home was so difficult. So many of my best memories with my favorite people took place in that house. I recently read a piece in Elle Decor by designer Charlotte Moss discussing selling her townhouse of 23 years, and as she writes, "But moving house is not merely a logistical act. It is an emotional reckoning, a conversation with the life one has lived." So I do enjoy looking at real estate listings. I mean, we're not looking to move right now, but I'm just always curious to know what's out there. So often I will see the exterior shot of some older house in a great established neighborhood, and I'll get so excited for a second just imagining what that house might look like inside, and then I am immediately disappointed when I see that interior photo of vinyl plank floors and melamine cabinets. If I want a shiny new house, then I'll buy a new house. But one of the things that I love most about older homes is their history. I like the way a house feels when you know lives have been lived there, that memories have been created there. Older homes have a soul, and when you strip them of everything that was there before, they lose that soul. I am not saying you can never renovate. Obviously, there are lots of times that a renovation is going to be in order, but there are also lots of times that completely unnecessary changes are being made and they're just being so poorly considered. This is especially true when homes are flipped. There is absolutely no consideration put into maintaining any of the home's original character or attempts to change things in ways that honor the original design. And that's why these houses end up feeling so dull and unmemorable. So if you're considering a renovation, don't focus solely on what is to be gained in the process. Also consider what could be lost. And if you are looking for some ways to update your space without a major renovation, I have a video for that. I will link it in the description. Okay, friends, now that I have discussed why interior design is not the most important aspect in creating a home, let's talk about when it can make a difference. I think it is really important when you are making design decisions about your home that you are doing what feels right for you and your loved ones. You should feel good about your decisions. Listen to your gut. Don't just go with what feels safe or practical or good for resale. Those should not be important factors. This is your home, so why are you going to spend your money picking things that you're guessing some stranger might like in the future? So if that tile brings you joy, go for it. If your kids want to help decorate their bedrooms, let them. Fill your home with art or beautiful antiques and things that have meaning for you. Because one day, when you look back on all of those memories that you made in that home, don't you also want to remember how much you loved it there? Functionality, durability. Yes, of course these things matter and you do want to take them into consideration, but not at the expense of joy and happiness and your emotional well-being. When you walk through your door after a long day, how do you want that home to make you feel? Okay, guys, that's about everything I have to say on this topic. But there are some much better writers than me that have expressed their views on this subject far more eloquently than I ever could. So today I would like to leave you with some quotes about this topic of home that I think are pretty great. So enjoy. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope we see you next time.